Yes, hi guys, welcome back to the See the Stories on the 3-Hour News Show. Now we are still talking with Chintia Octenta from Koneksi Indonesia Inclusive about raising awareness and empowering people with disability. Now we want to continue, of course, Chintia. How do you and your team handle the sensitive topics and facilitate respectful discussions with the audience that you guys are having?
Yes, thank you for the question. Konekin declared that our platform is safe for discussion. So we follow essential principles. The first one is neutrality. Is very important because disability issue is very biased and very much to provide. So we need to be sure we are neutral. And the second one is active listening. We prioritize active listening to ensure everyone's voice is heard and respected, and respectful dialogue. And then education and context. We provide educational resource and context to promote understanding and diverse perspective within disability community. We always encourage all people with disabilities to give us their thought or their experience, and we respect that. And diverse perspective, it's more important because disability is very diverse. It's many types of disability, so it's very diverse.
It's a very diverse topic and also homeworks that Indonesian government needs to tackle actually. But out of curiosity though, you previously mentioned that in terms of the public, we are at the level 2, which we are aware but maybe not active or still have this kind of stigma or maybe judgments towards people living with disability. But what about the government's regulation or the government's policy about people living with disability? Has it been better this past 5 years or is still the same?
Yes, for the regulation, Indonesia is moving forward because we already have the regulation from 2016 and already have the under level of Undang-Undang 16. Provide accommodation, decent accommodation and something like that. But the implementing is quite challenging.
Okay.
Yeah.
In what way it is challenging?
Right, in what way?
Because Indonesia have a different geographic and obstacle. Maybe if we talk about Jakarta or big cities, it is quite easy to find organization with disabilities.
Right.
But from the countryside, it's very challenging. Sometimes we we find that people with disabilities still don't have space in public.
Right.
Because their family or they don't have safe space in the public.
Right.
So, but in your view at the moment, how are the people with disability doing with let's say in the workforce, in the labor force? Do we have many in the, let's say, the government sector or maybe private sector? Do you have any idea on how we are doing?
Yes, in our regulation, government and state-owned enterprise should recruit 2% people with disabilities out of total employee, and for private sectors is 1%. So this is affirmative regulation, but encourage people with disability can get opportunity to get a job. So Konekin have a program. The name is Bersiap. It is online boot camp for students with disabilities in the last semester in higher education, preparing them to enter the job market with a 21st century skill, we say, like communication skill and then leadership, digital literacy, and so on.
But Cynthia, is the approach towards different group of people with disability placed differently? For example, you're having physical disability, for example, but others may have hearing disability or vision disability. How do you guys make sure that they are also absorb into the workplace?
Yeah, we have a guideline for every our program to make sure when we have a deaf participant, we need to provide sign language interpreters.
Okay.
All right.
We make sure that every materials is readable with screen reader for people with vision impairment.
Yeah.
And yeah, we always assessment that what our participant needs, and we provide that.
Okay.
We'll make sure we provide that.
Okay.
That's good. That answers our questions too. So maybe last one before because we're gonna have a game. We need to play a game before we
Okay.
wrap up the whole thing here. So, what are your future projects? The Connect Kids' future projects, and after that, maybe you can tell us how to find you on social media, because everything is in social media today.
Yes. Thank you so much for the last question. We're preparing our Bersiap batch 3.
Oh, batch.
Yeah, batch 3 will start in early June. Please, for students with disabilities and fresh graduate with disabilities, be ready to join us. And community level up, it is for a community to have gaining their ability to advocating and get a more grand equation, something like that. And then Conco Inclusive through our representative in 20 regionals.
Right.
And then in the last week on June, we have a financial literacy event for people with disabilities. And then the last one is we already preparing for our annual event to celebrate International Disability Days in December. So we already start from now.
All right.
And you can find our information through our media social. It's on Instagram at Connect Indonesia.
Connect Indonesia.
Connect Indonesia.
Yes.
All right.
Indonesia.
Don't forget to follow Connect Indonesia on
Yes.
Instagram. So, Cynthia, thank you so much.
Thank
for
you
coming to
so
our
much for
studio.
having me.
And thank you for the initiative, though. We're not done yet, actually, because we're still having a game. And before we
Okay.
end our discussion with Cynthia,
Okay.
let us have some fun with our myth or fact game, which Krisha will lead. Krisha, come on over.
Yes, Chris.
Hello.
Yay.
What a
Hello.
conversation
Very.
we had,
Yes, you
guys.
did. Yay.
I feel left out. Cynthia, by the way, you are so inspiring.
Thank
also
you
with
so
your
much.
community. And Ranga, earlier you said they were going to play a game. Actually, this
Is not
a game. This
much
is
of a game, right?
more of a test for you
Oh.
both
I was thinking that too. I think I'm
Yes.
going to get tested again.
to test whether you paid attention or
not. That's-
during that discussion.
That's a very serious
So,
test.
Very
Yes, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to read a sentence and you both will have to determine whether it's fact or myth. Therefore, I have to give my
Oh.
co-host
Okay.
this tool.
Okay.
And then Cynthia, you'll be the judge, okay?
Okay.
You will reveal the right answer and
Yes.
please elaborate more regarding that statement so we would have a better understanding.
I think
Yeah.
although Ranga was, seemed to be concentrating on the topic, I'm sure he was actually thinking something else. He was thinking about sate ayam and bakso.
Well,
So let's test him.
that's understandable
dinner
because it's
time.
dinner time, exactly. Anyways, before dinner, let's test these
All right.
guys.
Okay.
Okay, first
Do it.
statement. People with disabilities are dependent and always need help. Rory answered myth,
Me too.
followed by Ranga. So let's ask Cynthia whether it's correct or not.
Yes, correct. It is myth.
Why is that?
Yeah, because people with disabilities have different level of types. So not everyone needs help. Like me, I didn't use any tools, any aid, so I don't need some help in my daily activity.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
But for people with maybe a wheelchair, even when they use a wheelchair, it doesn't mean that they always need help.
Yes.
So yeah, so it's better than you ask if they need help or no.
Right.
That's
Totally
very
agree.
good.
Especially right now in the digital era, we get the chance to see the life of people with disabilities
Yes.
because we know a lot of influencers with disabilities sharing their daily life. I mean, they're so independent,
Yeah.
considering the fact that they have I don't know what to say. Limitation
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
disabilities with like more severe level than some other people.
Yeah.
All right, number one is clear. Everyone understands that.
got that.
And let's move on to statement number two. People with disabilities are special and should be treated differently. Myth or fact?
They are special, but I don't agree with the
Yeah.
second line there.
Me too.
So this
because
is what I think.
everybody should be treated equally.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, so the
So
answer
how do we
is
do?
Yes,
All right.
that's
a myth.
correct. Yeah. That's correct.
Yay! I paid attention.
But fun fact, it is maybe 50-50 because special need is quote unquote.
Yep.
Of course, people with wheelchair user need special
Facility.
facility,
Facility.
special treatment. But
Right, okay.
when it's come overreact, it become need.
Okay.
It's fact that they need special treatment, but don't overreact that.
Right.
Got it.
So as long as the facility is there, they don't
Yeah.
need any help, right?
Yes.
Okay, so far so good, guys.
So far, so good. Hey, you know?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Let's see how you'll do with statement number three. People with disabilities cannot make their own decisions because they might make mistakes.
Of course.
This is an easy one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't agree. Yeah.
Why did you even think?
I was thinking no, to make sure that I have the right one.
Okay.
Do this one. No way. No. This one.
All right, is it right?
Yes, correct. It is myth because people with disability is human too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's common to make mistake. So why not they make mistake and make their own decision? So
Even people without disabilities, we make mistakes.
yeah,
right?
of course. But once the disability is like we cannot make some mistakes because we have disability. But yeah, that's myth.
Okay.
That's very much myth.
Wow,
Right.
that was fun, and you guys did great. All correct. Yay.
Yeah.
Let's give some applause
Right.
to Mariana. And Cynthia, thank you so much for coming to
Thank
the
you,
studio
Cynthia.
and
Thank you.
sharing your
Thank you so
inspiring
much.
stories and giving us so many new insights. Thank you so much. Now,
Thank you.
it's time for us to take another break. See, the stories will continue after that break, so please stay with us right here on the 3-Hour News Show on See Today.
Thank you ya.
Thank you.
Makasih.
Nice.
Makasih.